Thing to note for the other Big East game that we hinted at, Creighton at Villanova. Huge game for the Wildcats, even though, like I touched on there, probably on the right side of the bubble. Villanova may be in for a little bit of negative 3-point regression. They're allowing opponents to shoot since the beginning of February 30%, and they're shooting 38% from three. Now, you could, on the flip side of that, conversely get a high variance game from Villanova in a positive sense at home. And with that said, though, Creighton can shoot the lights out from three, much better in Omaha. But this is one of those high variance games one way or the other when you think about betting on the Blue Jays or betting on the Wildcats that I wouldn't have any interest in. Haslam projects this one closer to a pick. My number's right around that number in a total of 135. Justin Moore, by the way, for the Wildcats specifically, red hot from three, speaking of perimeter shooting, 16 of 30 from deep. Good for a 53.3% clip over his last 6 games. So if you want to back Creighton, I don't blame you if Villanova gets some hardcore 3-point shooting regression defensively. But if you want to bet Villanova to must-win coming off of that Seton Hall loss, I also can't blame you.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. You know, Villanova kind of needs this game because they're sitting right on the bubble. And Eric Dixon, though, man, he's a tough matchup for Kalkbrenner because even though he's like 6'8", 6'9", he gives up like 5 inches to Kalkbrenner. He posted him up and dominated him in the paint last time, and he can pull Kalkbrenner out on the perimeter too, which, you know, is going to affect Creighton's ability to defend the paint. So this is a tough matchup, and Villanova, they really dominated the pace of play last time around. You know, they run that 1-2-2 press and kind of slow you down and throw off the rhythm of your offense. They really bothered Creighton with that, I thought, last time around. And, you know, they just play at a snail's pace on offense, too. If they dominate pace of play, they're probably going to win this game again. Not that Creighton runs fast, but, you know, when Villanova runs that 1-2-2, it just disrupts your entire offense. So, like, I lean Villanova, but I don't think I'm going to bet this one. So,
and you go back to that first meeting in Omaha, Creighton shot 20% from three, so that kind of allowed Villanova to dictate the pace. But then Villanova was without Justin Moore in that game, dealing with an injury. So tough to really take a lot away from that game just because Creighton got a lot of negative 3-point variance, which is something we've touched on a lot when it pertains to this matchup. And then Villanova, like you mentioned, Dixon did a great job against Kalkbrenner, whether it was inside the paint or from behind the arc. But they also got maybe some positive luck, especially if Creighton shoots better in this one. So stay away from me. And before we get to our guest, Derek, I just kind of want to wrap with looking at our overall potential looks for Saturday. Providence first half, maybe Kentucky, it sounds like from both of us, Clemson live, and then Duke live. Does that sum it up for you?
Yeah, that sums it up pretty well. You know, my favorite one out of those is going to be Providence first half. I really think that they cover that first half spread and come out and punch UConn in the mouth. So I like Providence first half for sure.